Hey toy fans, I'm D21Beast and welcome back to my figure review series here on my YouTube channel. And today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man Wave Carnage figure. Carnage is a figure that was released in 2014 and he is based off the comic book character created by Dave Michelinie, Eric Larson, and Mark Bagley from the 90s. Now this Carnage figure is absolutely fantastic. It's got a great range of articulation, it's got a great paint job on it, it's got some great sculpting in the mouth and in the tendrils. Really fantastic figure. Unfortunately he's short packed, but he's definitely one you guys want to rush out and get. So let's go ahead and get started with this Carnage figure. Taking a look at this Carnage figure up close, it's easy to see why he's been one of the most in-demand figures since his time of release. I mean, take a look at this figure. He's got amazingly well sculpted eyes. He's got sculpted teeth there, and I don't know if it's coming through there on my camera, but all those teeth are sculpted. He's got a sculpted tongue in there. He's got sculpted tendrils on his forearm, on his legs, on various parts of his body. He has these tendrils just coming off. He's got nicely sculpted hands there with like bladed fingers. I mean, this is just a fantastic Carnage figure. Really, really great. A treasure to have. And the paintwork is just as good here. We've got this sort of pearlized white paint on the eyes. We actually get some pink in there on the tongue. And then this sort of splatter pattern going all over Carnage's body that he's known for. It's just done very, very well. It's as random as it needs to be, and it's as clean as it needs to be. This really is a truly fantastic Carnage figure through and through. I'm very glad that Hasbro brought this to us. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that this Carnage figure comes packed with. He's got some great stuff here. The first thing here we have is the head of the Build-A-Figure Ultimate Green Goblin that's part of this Spider-Man wave. This head is sculpted amazingly well with those horns, all the sort of bumps there and textures on the face. Great sculpt there. I can't wait to be able to get this Ultimate Green Goblin put together. The next thing he comes with here is this sort of hook-on back flame piece. This is designed to go on the back torso of the Ultimate Green Goblin figure when you get him completed here. And then finally he does come with an additional set of tendrils that have a plug that fit right into his back. And this particular Carnage figure is a reuse of the body mold that we first saw with the Bucky Cap figure from Marvel Legends a few years back. And you just take that plug here and you can stick it in the back of Carnage. And there he goes. You can have the tendrils coming over the top of his head, or if you so choose, you can go ahead and just pull that out there and plug it back in the reverse way, and then just have the tendrils kind of coming down the back. Now personally, I like the way it looks coming over the head here. It just makes it look like he's got his Carnage-ness or his tendrils just kind of looming over him as he's coming at you. Really kind of adds to the creep factor of the figure, so a great touch there by Hasbro. Now let's go ahead and get to the articulation of this figure. The first thing we see here is that Carnage can look down that far, so that's a really good down looking position. He can look up very far, which is absolutely fantastic for any sort of Spider-Man based character. His head does rotate 360 degrees. He does not have a jaw articulation. Now it looks like he might, but he doesn't, so his mouth just stays open that whole time there. He does have a rotation here at the shoulder that turns 360 degrees, as well as a hinge that allows his arm to move up that far, and he does have a ratchet in there so the arm's going to stay in place. He does have an upper bicep swivel here. It rotates 360 degrees. He does have a double jointed elbow here, so you get some great collapse there. He does have a rotation here at the wrist, and he has a hinge that moves up and down. So pretty much complete range of motion there with the hand. Now he doesn't have any finger articulation, but he does have these fantastically sculpted blade fingers there instead. And he has the same sort of articulation on the other side here. Carnage also has a diaphragm joint that allows him to bend forward that far and bend back that far. He does have a waist rotation here, so he will turn 360 degrees at the waist. He does have some hips here that bend forward that far and bend back about that far. He does have an upper thigh swivel here that turns 360 degrees. Mine's still a little tight here. He does have a double jointed knee here that collapses that far. And he does have a boot swivel here, or a calf rotation, that turns 360 degrees. And he does have an ankle articulation here. His foot will go back that far, which is fantastic. It'll go up that far, which is great. And he's got that ankle pivot that people really like these days. Now one thing to note about this Carnage figure here is that these tendrils are sculpted on him in such a way that they never get in the way of articulation. So hats off to Hasbro for giving us all that detail on the figure, giving us add-ons to the figure like those tendrils, and then making sure that they never get in the way of posability. Simply fantastic work on this figure here. As we measure Carnage here, we do see that he comes in at about 6¼ inch, so not a bad size there. And for some size comparison, we do have Carnage standing here next to Venom from the Spider-Man Classics line by Toy Biz. And here we have Carnage standing next to the Spider-Man Classics Black Suit Spidey from Hasbro. And here's Carnage standing next to the Marvel Legends Infinite Series The Amazing Spider-Man. And just for fun, here's Carnage standing next to the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Wolverine. Okay, toy fans, well that's my review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man Wave Carnage figure, and I've got to say this is a fantastic Carnage figure. Now I know for a long time Toy Biz had the reigning Carnage figure with one that was released sometime around 2005, 2006. It did have articulated fingers, but that's really its only plus over this figure. I really think that this Carnage is a better figure, the paintwork is better, the sculpt is better, it's just truly fantastic. My only gripe about this figure is that he is the short pack, so if you want to pick this guy up, you're going to probably have to pay extra online, or just check your local retailer every day until it shows up. Well, that's my review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please feel free to rate, share, and subscribe. Also, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at D21Beast. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.